Hey, what's up guys, it's Correcty Fox, and today I'm here with MartatjeNL, who is from the Netherlands, and I just want to show off his Royal Netherlands Navy, and he has other ships as well as military stuff we'll check out. But first we're going to check out the Royal Netherlands Navy, which consists of 6 different vessels. I believe there's like a couple more ships in the actual Navy, but yeah, this is a pretty significant chunk of it. But yeah, let's get started here on the left. So right over here, this is the ZRMS Rotterdam. It's a landing platform dock. And ZRMS, that just stands for Zijner Majestatis or something like that. That means His Majesty, because the Netherlands, they still have a monarchy. Just like the United Kingdom, their ships are His Majesty's ship. Also in English, you might know it as the HNLMS, which is kind of long to say. But yeah, here's a look at the front bow of it. So here it says L800. I guess that's like that pennant number. See all that detail with the water line and anchors. And apparently there's like a random yellow star in the middle. Got the deck. And yeah, we have the Royal Netherlands flag. Now these ships are not exactly new. It's actually been here for quite a long time, but I always wanted to make a video about it. There is a helicopter deck, so you can land helicopters there, and at the bottom there is this bay. I guess it opens up, and I don't know if he has an interior. Nope, he does not. But inside the real one, there would actually be some landing boats. So just like the amphibious assault ship. The next up we have the ZRMS, the Zeven Provinciën, which is referring to the original 7 provinces of the Netherlands. And it was formed in the 1500s. But yeah, let's take a look at this boat. It's actually quite modern looking. So there is a 127mm gun here. And it has a vertical launching system, so it can fire missiles as well. And there's some radars on the top and a big mast up there. I guess these are like the exhausts, and there's like these little boats here on the sides, so you can get off the ship. Okay, that's pretty interesting. He made the radar in the back diagonal as well. Cool, and there's like a little gun here. Apparently this is the goalkeeper Sea Whiz, so it's like the Dutch version of the Sea Whiz. That's interesting. I didn't know they had their own thing. And there's a helicopter hangar in the back, and a landing pad. It says, I think it says SP or something, but maybe it's nothing. In the rear, there's like these little deck area. I guess you can look out these windows. Cool. All right, so that's the Zeven Provinciën. And next up, we have the ZRMS Holland. This is a patrol boat. And it's actually built by Martatje and Laffey, so this time it's 2 people. Laffey's actually German. Pennant number is P840. There's a look at that. And it's armed with a 76mm gun right there. Look at all this deck detail. And is the anchor gonna come out over there? It's so low, but yeah, I guess that makes sense for a patrol boat. It's not exactly a big ship, but it is. I feel like it's kind of big for a patrol boat. There's a smaller gun up over here. And there is the bridge with the radars. Very nice. And there's a big radar dome at the very top of it. And these are, I guess, the power plants on the sides. And there's also a helicopter hangar right there. And a landing pad. Like all these ships, they have like helipads. Like every single one, except this one and the submarine. Every single one of them, they have like the helipad. But yeah, there's no helicopter here. Maybe you should add one Martatje, but he probably has a helicopter back over there. So next up we have the Alkmaar class minehunter. So you can use this to hunt for mines, and still used today. It's a fairly small ship, and in the back I suppose this is supposed to be a crane, although I'm not sure. I don't know what else it would be, right? And down here, that's a look at the little tiny propellers. Down below, it's a fairly small ship. But the next one is actually quite huge. This is the ZRMS Karel Doorman. It's actually named after a Dutch naval officer during World War II. And this is the largest ship of the Royal Netherlands Navy. And it's a joint support ship for amphibious operations. So look how massive this is compared to the other one. Kind of looks like Rotterdam, but yeah, you can see the huge size comparison between the two. It's quite big. Alright, so here on the side we got the number A833, and look at the deck detail. There's the anchor, I suppose. Does that try to go. I don't know where the anchor goes. I guess it comes out the sides here, but why is there a chain in the middle? I don't know. Maybe it's for a spare. And there we have the goalkeeper Sea Whiz. Has a really different look from their American Sea Whiz. Look at all these radars on the top of it, antennas. And there's another radar dome. And the smokestacks on the sides. I don't know if you can call it smokestacks, but whatever. I'm not a ship expert. And here, oh, I suppose it can also do like oiling, replenishment, like these. Oh, that's interesting. Like a little crane here is like a little dock. Some shipping containers, so yeah. Can supply other ships. It says 3 right there. Random, I don't know what to call these rods on the sides for who knows what. Is it for like structural support or is it something else? Let me know in the comments for you naval experts. And there's like these side panels like that. I don't know. I guess you could just chill here. Okay, this is a place probably to like load up from a port or something. And then there's so many like water lines, like the measurement numbers. And yeah. On top we have the helipads. You can put helicopters over here. And in the back it says KD. And there's the Dutch flag right there. And what is this? Like a black hole? Maybe this one also? Yeah, I suppose it's like some kind of like water dock maybe. Inside I saw a picture, this like a ramp. But you can also open up this ramp over here. So it's also kind of like a roll-on, roll-off ship. So you can like load up, army vehicles through here, I guess. This ramp would lower down. That's why it's on an angle, actually. So that is also interesting. I did not know that about Karel Doorman. And then here on the other side, it also is like the same exact holes on the side. And here's a look over here. There also are some life rafts. So they are gray colored. So usually they'll be orange, but I guess for military things, you don't want it super colorful. They want it kind of like a camouflage. Is this considered a camouflage, like gray? But yeah, that's the Karel Doorman. Now, there's actually one more vessel, and that is the Walrus class submarine. It's actually quite small. This is actually the only submarine used by the Royal Netherlands Navy. Damn, look at that propeller here in the back. Very cool. And it runs on diesel. They don't use nuclear power. Alright, so that's it for the Royal Netherlands Navy. Now, MartatjeNL has also built the US Navy over there. And some Royal Navy and a bit of more US Navy here. So let's go over the rest of his fleet. So first off over here, we have the Type 45. This is the Daring class used by the UK's Royal Navy. This one has a 4.5-inch naval gun there, some machine guns on the sides. And then here's a look at the deck and the whole tower. Go look at the radar, all that. There is also a helipad in the back with a hangar. Very nice. And then next to that, it's a companion. This is the Type 23, the Duke class frigate, also Royal Navy. This one, I think this one looks cooler than that one, but yeah, it is a frigate, not a destroyer. This one also has the 4.5-inch naval gun, so I guess these guns are the same. And there's some missiles here. I believe these are the Harpoon anti-ship missiles, so got that. And yeah, look at the bridge, radars, all the decks. And here's the mast, power plant in the back, and helicopter, hangar, the helipad. Very cool. And then there's stuff at the bottom. All right, so the next ship is the Arleigh Burke class. This is the USS Sullivan's. And this one is actually the original Arleigh Burke Flight 1. And it has the 5-inch naval gun here. There's a look at the island and the mast and the 2 power plants there. And there also are some, you call these inflatable lifeboats right there on the side. Yeah, there's only one side, so if you didn't know, Arleigh Burke is actually asymmetrical, so you can see 2 sides are not the same. And yeah, very nice. And in the back, oh, they also have the vertical launching system here and some Harpoon missiles. Yeah, in the front, there's also some vertical launch VLS right there. All right, and then in the back, there's the helipad. Now, since it's a Flight 1, it doesn't have a hangar, so it's just a pad by itself. It was only later, look at these propellers. It was only later that they did add the helicopter base hangars like that. And this next ship, this one is the USS Spruance. And it's the Flight 2A, so the newer one. So besides that, it's practically the same. All that's really different is that helicopter bay right here in the back that's additional. Alright, so next up, we have the Ohio class. This is a ballistic missile submarine used by the US Navy and can carry 24 Trident II missiles with nuclear warheads. So this is like the US Navy's nuclear submarine, both nuclear powered and nuclear missiles. And then right next to that, we have the Virginia class submarine. Now this one's only nuclear powered, not the missile one. So yeah, here is what it looks like. Submarine, propeller. In the back, it has like this circle around it, which is a cool design. I wonder why. Like this one doesn't have that circle, so does that make it like more stealthy or something? All right, now if we go back the other way over here, there's some more ships. So right over here, we have the Los Angeles class Flight 3 nuclear powered submarine for the US Navy. So yeah, Martatje, he likes making these submarines. And after that, we have a Ticonderoga class cruiser. This one is the 52. And that's the USS Bunker Hill. Take a look at that. Yeah, I've seen lots of Ticonderoga cruisers. But it's interesting to see how someone else would build it. They have a helicopter hangar here in the rear as well. Well, I didn't know apparently there's like split here in the middle. So I guess these two are separate. And Ticonderoga, they also have a 5-inch gun here in the back as well. Like Burke doesn't have that. And also the VLS, that is right there. And another one here. So next up, we have the USNS, the Henry J. Kaiser. It's a U.S. Navy Fleet Replenishment Oiler. So really cool to have something other than like just purely combat ships. It's not as popular to build, but I think it's really nice that someone's actually, building these support ships. Because a fleet without logistics is gonna crumble. It's not gonna last. It's like a little lifeboat here on the side. Very nice. It's actually quite large, so I guess carries lots of oil as well as like shipping containers on top of it. Then here's like the superstructure, very large. It's like a building in here. This is like the orange lifeboats I was talking about earlier. Okay, so I guess this one, they like it. Maybe is it an American thing just to paint it orange? And then the rear, they have a helipad as well. And then there's like all the staircase things. Very cool. And there is some flag there, I suppose. That's symbolic of something, maybe the U.S. support fleet or something. And then lastly, we have the USS Freedom, LCS-1. And there is actually 2 versions. And actually I already made a tutorial on this on Minecraft Military Force. You guys can check it out. I just built this one. But yeah, the Freedom class. Take a look at that, the literal tutorial combat ship. But yeah, that program was kind of like canceled, I believe. Although it was a fairly new ship, they already decommissioned it and like building other versions. That's it for the fleet. Now let's go check out the rest of Martatje's stuff. Let's go over here. This one looks actually interesting. Oh wow, he made like this whole military pack. So like all these boxes and containers, as well as these shelters. Oh wow, look at all these beds inside. I think he probably used it for his military base, which we did have a video on the channel. Actually, 2 videos actually. There is a hangar there. And then next up we have some missiles over here. So this is what it looks like firing out. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but yeah, cool. And then here is a rocket out firing. I don't know which one this one is either. So now let's go check out his aircraft. Let's start off with the helicopters, then we'll go off to the airplanes. Alright, so first off we have the Eurocopter Cougar. This one is also used by the Royal Netherlands military and other countries. I think it's developed in France. And then over here we have the AH-1Z Vipers, American attack helicopter. Can you call it attack helicopter? Next up we have a Black Hawk with skis. So there's skis here on the bottom. I didn't know that was even a variation, because normally it comes with wheels like this one. Okay, this one has the refueling boom thing in the front. It's also interesting the way he built the propellers. It's like, it's not your traditional X shape. It's kind of like going diagonal, so that's actually pretty cool. Oh, he's actually doing that for a lot of these helicopters. So right over here, there's no label, so is this supposed to be a Seahawk, or is this a different helicopter, right? I'm not exactly sure. Then this one has the arm, so I'm pretty sure these are all Skorskis. He has lots of different variations. This one's probably like the medic ambulance one. This one's probably Seahawk, so I don't know. Is that different from this one? Because the radar a little different. And this is another variation. He just made it all glass, so it looks like moving around really fast. Motion blur. And next up we have the Huey. So, this is a pretty interesting design. He actually made it like 4 blocks wide using glass panes on either side, so that's interesting. At least that is an accurate way of building it. The next up we have Marine 1. This is a Sea King. So it says United States of America right there. And then we have the AH-6 Little Bird, seen in Black Hawk Down in the beginning. Alright, and then we have the Osprey. This is the CV-22 with the V-22 on top. So I guess one is for the US Navy and one's for the Marine Corps. I don't know, man. So that's an interesting way to build the Osprey. Very cool. Then next up, the NH-90. This is some kind of European military helicopter. Take a look at that. Follow that up with the Kiowa Warrior. I don't think the US uses this anymore. And then we have the AH-64D Longbow. It's Apache green. You know, some people, they like to make the Apache green, but I think there's more like a gray color. Alright, and then we have the Chinook. So CH with the boom sticking out. 2 different colors. Nice. And then we have the CH-53 Sea Stallion. Very nice. This is a massive helicopter used by the US Navy. Take a look at the tail boom and how it goes off to the side. It's like has a counter weight to it. Okay, so next up, we've got UAVs. So here is the MQ-9 Reaper. Ooh, I really like how the tips are yellow. That makes it look cooler, and got like missiles over here. The first drones. You know, back in the day when you thought of drone, you imagined this. You didn't imagine all those FPV drones. And then here we have the big RQ-4. This is the Global Hawk, one of like the largest drones in the US military. So large, it's practically like an airplane. North Korea actually copied this design. And then we have the Bayraktar. I didn't even know you built this. Okay, from Turkey. And then we have the X300 Interrogator. I don't know what that is. Alright, so for the next row, we've got transport. And look at this, it's very large. This one is a C5 Galaxy. It's very massive, and he painted it in this gray color. It's a C5M, so it's actually the Super Galaxy, used by the US Air Force. It's like the largest cargo plane in their fleet. And then look, that's how apparently he built stuff. And here is the C-17 Globemaster 3. Really cool shape to it. It's apparently 2 colors, light gray and gray. Next up we have the C-130. This is his design of it. So this one has like the 4-blade propellers. Well, the one on the bottom, they have the 6-blade propellers, so that is difference. Then next up we have the AWACS. I think this is like the E-3 Sentry, manufactured by Boeing. This US Air Force. Got the Air Force emblem right there. Alright, then next up, I believe this is like a KC-10, this kind of refueling aircraft. So you got that tail feeder tube thing in the back. And then next up, we have this, which honestly, I don't know what this is. That looks like a civilian airline with all these windows though. Alright, next up we have fighters. So right over here, straight off the bat, everyone knows the Tomcat, the F-14, used by the US Navy, and right now the Iranian Air Force uses it. Then we have the Eurofighter Typhoon, very cool design, the F-22 Raptor, the F-15E Strike Eagle, the A-10 Thunderbolt II, the Warthog. Warthog is a very cool bird machine. Then we have the F-16 Fighting Falcon, the FA-18 Hornet, and you got the folded one, which we do have a tutorial on it, so you guys can go check it out if you guys want to build it. We have the F-35. This is the Dutch one, F-35A. And then we have this, the Pilatus PC-7. I don't know what that is. And this one is the E-86B, the Prowler, electronic warfare aircraft. Then here, the F-104, used in the Cold War. It has a pretty iconic look to it. And then right over here, this is the Su-27. So he has actually a couple different liveries here. This one's folded up. Is this like the Su-33? Yes, it is. And then after that, we have another aircraft here. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Some kind of Russian or Soviet aircraft. All right, next up we have the heavy bombers. So right over here, this is the B-1 Lancer, or the Bone, U.S. Air Force. Then here is the B-2 Spirit, the stealth bomber. Really has an iconic silhouette to it. And next up we have the B-52. This is the Stratofortress. Although it's like super old, the U.S. Air Force still uses it today. And then here we have the Russian Soviet Bear, the Tupolev Tu-95. It's a classic Cold War era bomber, still used today as well. It even says on the tail, you know, Russian Air Force. And right over here on the sides, we have some military structures. I guess like hangars or aircraft shelters, like that. So these are really simple designs. And of course, we already have a tutorial on this hangar. This is the MRO hangar, which you can put Blackhawks or C-130 as well. And then here are some oil drums and some kind of like sheds and stuff like that. I don't even know if that's necessarily military, because he also has the airport here. He is from the Netherlands, so of course you have to have KLM. So yeah, the airport's pretty cool as well. All this is in free build. And he also has some Netherlands Spoorwegen right over here, the Dutch railway. Okay, so back to military stuff. There is a lot of army stuff here. So maybe that's a lot to look at. We do have the Strikers, which long ago I did do a tutorial on it. So he has all the different Striker versions, even this one. Oh my god. Look at the camouflage. Okay, this is actually a Boxer, never mind. We also did do a tutorial on the Boxer, although I never saw this one. It looks like a straight up bush. And but yeah, he also has the flags here, so I guess you can also tell what it is. Yeah, these are Strikers. So he has this in the middle of the strike. I don't know why. Why do you do that? Oh, and he also has this one where it's like two different pieces. I gotta build one of those one day. So this is from Germany and Netherlands. So this one's Germany. The other one's in. Why does he like split the Netherlands in half? I don't know why. The next up we have some American stuff like the AAV-7. This one, it looks like the armored security vehicle. And maybe this is like an M2 Bradley. Yeah, probably. And the M113. I don't know what that one is. That one, is this even real? Like some modification or something. Yeah, some more M113s. This one, ooh, that's actually a pretty cool design for a turret. Very nice. I like the angles. Ambulance. And some more urban stuff like the Puma and the Martyr. The British here with the, what is this? The Warrior. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know much about the British Army. But yeah. Oh, here's some Russian stuff. So let's see what Russian stuff. Oh, Ukraine's here as well. BTR-4. What is this? BMP-3. BMP-2 is BMP-1. And these are some BTR-80s and 82A, I suppose. Okay, so after that, we have some American stuff like the Abrams tank, packed with a lot of stuff on top of it, attachments, and even like the mine plow one. So yeah, he has all the different versions, like the bridge layer, the mine plow, and the mine clearing vehicle. Okay, and then over here, this is the British, I suppose. That's a Challenger 2 tank, facing backwards. Why does he have it facing backwards, but not the regular one? Not sure why. Over here, got some Russian stuff, so I suppose, yeah, these are like super old, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at this. Here's the T90M, and this one's a T72. I think a B3. Yeah, lots of different blocks he was using. That American, the M60A3, so it has that big ass searchlight thing in the front. And ooh, got some German stuff like the Leopard tank. And I don't know what's up with this tank. Is this something like missing? I feel like this thing is floating by itself. Oh yeah, they're probably like the same tank, just like this one has camo. Then here we have the British. Okay, so here are the Challenger tanks. So I guess those over there, that was just like transport mode. And apparently this is the Sheridan. All right, next up we have the Netherlands. What is this? The Bushmaster. Ooh, I know that. I've built my own version of it. And a lot more MRAPS. So many different MRAPS. I suppose this one's used by the US Navy SEALs Special Forces. Oh look, there's MartatjeNL. He's just here randomly. Okay, so next up, the more Dutch stuff. We have the Amarok. Never heard of that. This one doesn't have a name, so maybe the same thing. And these ones, they don't have names. But yeah, I'll just fly by some Humvees. Lots of Humvees. Who got the radar one? That's pretty cool design. And a lot more. He even has the trailers with the thin walls. And then we have the Russian, probably this like the gas Tiger. Okay, next row we have Germany. Okay, American random ass tow truck. And then we have the German bridge layer. Probably using a Leopard as a chassis. Different colors, and then the American bridge layers, and then some kind of plow, and a Hercules. And then here, the assault breacher vehicle, the ABV, some forklift, cranes, and all sorts of stuff. Even an airport crash tender here. Crane and some military engineering vehicles. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so next row we have some tank transporter truck here. Then I guess this is the Dutch transporter. There's no real name, it just says tank transport. So yeah, you guys will know what it is. Some more army trucks here. Got lots of it. Take a look at that here. That's his Hemet design. Germany, and then we have Russian trucks like that. Okay, so next row, more American stuff. So there is a row of Hemet trucks, all different designs. I suppose that's THAAD. Crane version, got the Sea Whiz one, which wasn't actually, in service. It's only experimental. But everyone keeps building it. And here is a Patriot missile system, I think. Is it? I think it is. I was just confused why this one has... What is this exactly? Is this something else? Is this some kind of mine clearing thing? I don't know. Yeah, there's all sorts of military stuff. And then Russian... We have, I suppose it's like the S-300 or something, S-400. Now the Russians actually use like a tractor unit with a trailer. But before they had these ones. And this is his Panzer S, the Panzer S2. And some more Russian stuff. This is like a howitzer. This is the Mistas S. And then we have American, the M777 howitzer. And HIMARS, this is his HIMARS design back in the day when no one knew what HIMARS was. Yeah, some kind of ICBM like Topple M. Yep. And then the M270 MLRS. And the howitzers, Panzer Haubitze 2000, I think. And probably M109 Paladin. And then here are some LCACs, some hovercraft by the US Navy for landing on beaches and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and give a spotlight on MartatjeNL. I just saw him on today and thought, yay, I should just make the video. I always wanted to do this. And if you guys want to visit this area, this is in warp free build, and you can go to these coordinates and then you would arrive. But keep in mind, we do not allow copying on the server, so please don't come on just copy. You can just look, don't copy stuff. That's against the rules and we're gonna ban you. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.